Hey y'all, Sarah Luhu here, and we are back again with Steins Gate. So last episode, we continued to try and search for Suzuha's father, going off of our pin lead. Unfortunately, the lead that we thought we got, ended up just being Daru trying to make a fake pin to convince Suzuha that her dad was actually there in that timeline and everything, because as it turns out, Suzuha, if she fixes her time machine and goes back to 1975, it will, she'll be stuck there. She can't go forward in time, she can only go back. So every time she jumps back, she keeps just going back and going back. Everything. And so, we're kind of trying to figure out what we want to do here. Because right here, she says she'll go back anyway, even if we try to make her stay. Or ask her to stay and everything, and... because really, it's just like she's abandoning her life if she does go back. But she says she'll go anyway, so... One of those guys on @channel asked what right I have to change the future and decide the fate of the human race. He had a point. But still, I don't want the future to turn out like that. I want the people in my time to be free like you. Free to laugh and play, fight and argue, get sad and cry. If I change the future, then no one will die. Not you, not Shimayuri, not my dad. Maybe I don't have the right, but I'm going anyway. Even if you can never return. Oh, come on. 70s aren't a bad time, you know. I'll find friends. They are just like you guys. We'll have a blast. Just like that, Suzuha is back to her usual self. But despite her cheerful smile, I am certain that her resolve was forged from fear and doubt, the likes of which few can imagine. I was a fool to think that my words could sway her. Beneath the clear blue sky, the time machine comes to life. Daru's repairs are complete. Mayuri and I help drain the last of the water out of the cockpit. The machine is still stuck in Radicon's wall, but that's a small matter. Daru gazes at the time machine with a satisfied expression. Mayuri is jumping for joy, and Kurisu, who ran over as soon as she completed the time leap machine, is visibly relieved. Meanwhile, Suzuha is struggling to attach her mountain bike to the time machine's exterior. She likes it so much she wants to bring it with her in 1975. Kurisu is worried that it might cause a time paradox. My heart is still heavy. Should I let Suzuha leave like this? I chided myself for the thought. It's not my choice to make. Suzuha isn't from this time. If she doesn't want to stay, then I have no reason to keep her from leaving. Suzuha finishes securing her bicycle and turns to us with a soft smile. It's not the painful forced smile I saw yesterday. We don't perform a startup test. Activating the time machine would draw too much attention. So we're just going to wing it. Fortunately, we have the time leap machine for insurance. My only regret is that we couldn't find her father. Thanks, guys. Really, I can't thank you enough.
Don't forget about us.
If you want to thank me, then let's make out.
Control yourself, perv. The lab mems pat Suzuha on the shoulder and offer words of encouragement, each in his or her own way. As weird ways as they may be. Oh, right, take this. Suzuha offers me her father's pen. OSHM **A7010. In the end, we couldn't decipher the inscription. This is for you, Okabe Rintaro. Keep it in the lab, will you? Somewhere out of sight is fine. Suzuha. Is she regretting her decision to leave? Is the pen meant to be proof that Monumene was here with us in this time?
About the pen.
Daru hesitates for a moment, then steps forward.
Why don't we make duplicates for all the lab mems? Make it our symbol, I guess.
Wow, that's a great idea.
How unusually thoughtful of you. I don't know what to say.
We already took a picture of it, so keep your pen, Maneshi. Belongs to your dad, right?
Yeah, okay. I stay silent. There's nothing I can say. I could stop Suzuha from leaving if I tried. But unless she goes, I can't save Mayuri.
Okay, everyone. Da 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 da. Mayushi has an important announcement to make.
Mayuri suddenly raises her hand and calls for attention. As usual, she completely fails to sense the gravity of the situation, though I suppose it's our fault for not telling her the truth about Suzuha's time machine. In any case, she has my attention. What could her announcement be? Could Mayuri have found out that she's fated to die? I quickly glance at Kurisu, but she seems just as confused as I am. Then, what is it?
Actually, Mayushi found Suzy-san's dad.
What? No, you didn't. Did she? Huh? What?
Really?
Mayuri puffs out her chest proudly.
Wanna meet him? You do, don't ya? Well, he's here with us today.
Where? Everyone, including me, starts looking around. Mayuri has us hook, line, and sinker. I scan the empty event hall, but there's no one else here. Where could he be? Am I Suzuha's dad?
Allow me to introduce you. Suzy-san's dad is...
Is that a drum roll?
Is that drum roll?
Ta-da! Suzy-san's dad is...
Mayuri flashes Suzuha a grin.
Daru-kun.
She thrusts her finger at Daru. Our mouths drop. After awkward silence comes awkward laughter. That joke's not even logical. It's impossible for this perv to get married in the first place.
Hey, that kinda hurts.
You made yourself this way, Daru. I completely agree with Christina. Daru is fated to become a wizard when he turns 30.
You could be nicer about it, guys, but it's the truth, so I can't object.
Oh, Daru, don't sing! Daru falls to his hands and knees, devastated. As for Suzuha herself, she clearly doesn't know how to react. You know, my dad wasn't fat.
Jeez, you're all so mean to Daru-kun.
Mayushi's the only one to stand up for me. You're an angel, Mayushi. Do you love me?
Nope.
Back down you guys are. Harsh.
Mayushi is 100 million % sure that Daru-kun is Suzuha's dad.
Okay, what's your proof?
I was thinking about the letters on Suzy-san's pin. After staring at it really hard, I noticed the 7 and 7010 looked a little weird. It's not a 7, it's a 2. The line fell off the bottom.
Really? Suzuha stares at the inscription of the pen again. I did think it was a 2 the first time I saw it. It's so small I can't tell.
It's easy to see on the picture we took.
2010? Oh wait, 2010? But that's this year! Then what do the letters mean? OSHM *** A7010. That's what's inscribed on the pin.
That's easy. Okabe, Shina, Hashida, Makise, and finally, Amane.
What? It was right in front of us all along. We just didn't know where to look. It's our initials?
So, I was thinking, why 2010? And then I remembered it's the year of the lab mims.
The year of the lab mims?
The Future Gadget Laboratory was founded this year. So that's
what it is.
And you know, Suzy-san's has lots of stories about a future Ochre and a future Christian, but not a single story about Daru-kun, right?
There weren't any about Mayushi either.
Daru's observation startles me. It's an obvious thing to wonder about, but it strikes too close to home.
Well, Mayushi's a lab mem, but I can't make time machines, and I don't like fighting. Of course I'm not famous.
No, the reason there aren't any stories about Mayuri is because she dies in a few hours. Only Karisu, Suzuha, and I know about that, and we say nothing.
But Daru-kun's a super hacker, and Okarin's right arm. He even helped Okarin make a phone wave chan, so I thought it was strange Suzu-san didn't know him.
And presumably... Oh god, what if this is right? Because Daru's the one who fixed the scam thing, right? Oh, damn. No, I can't, no. Their hair color, no. No. Is Paris her mom? No, that could... No. I need more proof, Mayuri. So you're saying he used a different name?
Bell Tidor-san helped Okarin found the resistance, right? And he was in Akihabon 2010, and he was able to build his own time machine. And he knew about Okarin's reading spaghetti.
Reading Steiner.
He knew about it. Doesn't that fit Daru-kun perfectly?
She's right.
Do you remember the day Suzy-san went to meet her father? She thought he would be at the time machine offline meet.
We know that because we tailed her.
Daru-kun was supposed to be there too, right?
That meet was seriously important to the history of Japanese sci-fi. At least I got to sneak in while tailing Amanishi.
I don't remember that. It must have happened because of the D-mail I sent. This is the curse of reading Steiner. Although I keep my memories from the previous world lines, I don't acquire memories of the events on the new world lines. Dad told me about that meet when I was little. I don't remember what he said exactly, but I thought I might be able to meet him there. There's no freaking way.
So if I'd been at the meet, everything would have been okay?
I don't know. I don't think I'd have picked you out as my dad. Still, the evidence keeps piling up. They're not serious about this.
And then there's the time machine's name. FG204 something. What was it?
FG204 second edition version 2.31. That naming sense. It's gotta be Daru. No! You just asked your daughter to make out with you, you creep!
And the FG probably stands for Future Gadget.
So, Suzuha's time machine is Future Gadget number 204? Daru, you carried it on for us.
Finally, the name Barrel Tider has to be Daru-kun.
Come to think of it, last night Mayuri asked how to say barrel in Japanese.
Barrel is Taru in Japanese, right, Christian?
Karisu nods. Daru. Oh no! It's a pun?
Okay, Suzu-san. Say Hashida Ataru 10 times fast.
Why?
Just say it and find out.
Hashida Ataru. Yeah.
Now doesn't it just sound like Daidor?
Hashida Ataru. Ditaru? I don't hear it. Whatever. Taru Hashida. I don't hear it. Nope. It did.
Hashida Ataru. Wait, Hashida Daru. Hashida Taru.
Tighter. Okay, what? Taitoru.
For reals?
For super reals.
I can't believe it. But with all the evidence laid out in front of me, I can't deny it either. Everyone's jaw drops again, only this time we're staring at Daru and Suzuha.
I think she looks just like her father.
That could be the placebo effect, but now that you mention it, they do kinda look alike. Nice work, Mayuri! You'll make a great detective one day. If not a scary one.
Detective? That's the first time anyone said that.
She's such a ditz most of the time, but maybe she's more perceptive than anyone knows.
My daughter? Amanishi is my daughter?
Daru, wide-eyed, points at Suzuha while flapping his lips like a fish out of water. Dad?
Could you call me Papa instead?
For once in your life, don't be a perv! Dad. And Suzuha tries to hold back her tears, but can't. They fall from her eyes and roll down her cheeks. Seeing this, Daru stops his joking and lets Suzuha speak. I came, Dad. I came to see you in the time machine you built.
Yeah.
I'm going to finish what you started. I promise.
Yeah.
Watch over me, okay?
I'm watching. Of course I am.
Suzuha walks up to Daru and hugs him gently. Daru awkwardly but firmly hugs her back. Aww. Father and daughter reunited across time. I'm truly glad we could bring them together.
But, by the way, was your mother cute? Request petite girl with cute face and big boobs. Oh god.
That's a secret. When Suzuha finally steps away from Daru, she's smiling once again. Well, that takes care of everything I want to do on this world line. Guess I should be going. Wait, you're going already? Don't you have more to say to your father? What am I doing? Suzuha's mind is set. I know that nothing I can say will convince her to stay. It's madness to even try. If she stays, Mayuri dies. I know that. So why am I trying to stop her? No, I'm fine now. I'm going to get the IBN 5100, just like I promised. She looks at us with the face of a warrior. I'll bring it to you here in Akihabara. That's my duty, and I'll see it through. The rest is up to you. Change the future, please. Nobody speaks. Nobody nods. We don't have the words. But she sees it in our faces. Resolve. Suzuha has entrusted us with her will and her mission. We meet her gaze, each of us, and silently swear to protect them to the end. The future Suzuha came from is not the future we desire. In Suzuha's time, Daru and I fought to change it. This time, we'll make sure it never happens. Mayuri will live, Carissa will be free, Suzuha will grow up knowing her father. We must change the future, that all these things may come to pass. Well, see you in 35 years. Though, I guess it'll only be a few hours for you guys. Oh, I almost forgot. The time machine gives off terrific ultraviolet rays when it jumps, so make sure not to look directly at it. With that final warning, Suzuha boards the time machine. She waves once, and then the hatch closes behind her. Moments later, the machine comes to life. A shrill alarm starts ringing. There are no other sounds. It makes less noise than I'd expect. People on the street below start shouting and cheering at the satellite's sudden activity. They all look up and point. My phone vibrates. I quickly take it out and open it. The mail was from Suzuha. Goodbye. When I failed to stop her on a previous world line, she sent me the exact same message before leaving. Oh, thanks. But this time, the words hold a completely different meaning. I lift my eyes from the message to see the space around the time machine begin to warp. A cocoon of light appears and envelops the fuselage. Fuselage? Whatever. I squint my eyes against the brilliance. Suzuha. We'll never see her again. Not this Suzuha. Yes, we could seek her out in our time. I know that I will make the effort. But the next time we meet, an immense gulf of time will have divided us. Sorry, no guilt. No matter how hard we wish it were different, she will not be the girl we knew. All of a sudden, Dur takes a step into the light.
Suzuha! I'm sure we'll meet again! I'll do my best until then! I hate myself for not knowing any other way to say it, but I'll do my best! I'll do my best, I promise! So Suzuha, do your best too!
His words probably can't reach her anymore. As the light grows more intense, I raise my hand to shield my eyes. Bathed in radiant particles, the cocoon slowly unfurls. The next thing I know, Suzuha's time machine has vanished into the air, leaving a hole the size of a dump truck in Radakon's wall. Well, Daru, I guess you'll be a good dad one day. The air is thick with the smell of ozone, and seems to pull softly where the machine stood. At least he'll grow out of this horribleness. Much like Okrent's currently doing. We stand there for a while, staring silently at the empty spot where the summer breeze blows gently past, as if the wind were fate itself. Unfortunately, we don't have time to mourn her departure. In about an hour and a half, Moiko's group will attack the lab. Before that happens, we need to acquire the IBN 5100 that Suzuha went to 1975 to obtain. The time machine's sudden disappearance has thrown the area into chaos, which makes it easier for us to slip out unnoticed. See you in 35 years, Suzuha said. 54-year-old Suzuha should be here now at Akiba. Before she left, we decided the time machine's disappearance would be her cue to bring the IBN 5100 to the lab. But when we return to the lab, there's no 54-year-old woman waiting for us. It seems Suzuha hasn't come yet. No more running. Kurisu gasps for breath while Mayuri calmly munches on a banana. As I check the lab for any sign of Suzuha, a line of red numbers catches my eye. The meter reads 0.337187%. Divergence hasn't changed. Reading Steiner didn't activate this time, so I suspected that might be the case. Let's think this through. I thought the divergence would change the instant Suzuha obtained the IBN 5100 in 1975. But maybe there's something else that needs to happen. Will it change the instant Suzuha hands me the IBN 5100? Or will it change when we use the IBN 5100 to delete my email from CERN's database? At any rate, all we can do now is wait for Suzuha to arrive.
Suzuha's 54 by now, right?
After catching his breath, Daru speaks.
My daughter's 30 years older than me. I don't know if I want to see that. It feels weird, man.
You know, it wouldn't be unusual for her to have grandchildren by that age.
You mean I could have great-grandkids? I don't know if I'm ready for that, man.
Just be super nice to them. That's what grandpas do.
Please, don't call me Grandpa.
A knock on the door interrupts the idle chatter. It must be Suzuha. Everyone looks at me with a strange mixture of anticipation and anxiety, and I slowly open the door. Oh, Braun.
Okabe!
Instead of an old woman, we get a wall of bustle instead. Our disappointment is palpable. Oh, it's you.
Hey, have you seen my part-timer?
Mr. Braun peeks into the lab.
If you're looking for Susie-san, she went 35 years.
Shut up, Mayuri! Kurisu covers Mayuri's mouth.
You know something? Where'd that girl run off to? She took the last couple of days off, and I don't know when she's coming next. She won't even answer her phone.
We don't have time for this, but I can't just order him to leave, not unless I want another cracked skull. She said she went back to her hometown, but she's probably gone for good.
What? You sure? Ah, brat, she didn't say a word to me.
The future is changing. Isn't this proof? On my previous leaves, Mr. Braun never came by the lab. It's supposed to be related to Suzuha's trip to 1975. Surely it's a good sign. Now, as long as the attractor field doesn't amend history again. Mr. Braun sighs, then turns to me with a serious expression.
Well, whatever. I've got something for you, Okabe.
For me? He hands me an envelope. It's addressed to Okabe Rintaro, but there's no stamp or postmark. The name Hashida Suzu is written on the back. What is this?
It's from the lady who used to own the building. She asked me to give it to you on this day.
Oh! Who?
How did you know Suzu-san anyway?
Suzu-san. Suzu-san, of course! The name on the back reads Ashita Suzu. Ashita is Daru's surname. Where is she now?
She passed away 10 years ago.
Passed away? She's dead? A wave of dizziness nearly sweeps me off my feet. How old was she?
Mid-40s, I think.
The age fits. Thank you for taking care of the letter, Mr. Braun.
Is it from Suzu-san?
Seriously, why did he have it?
Mr. Braun clearly doesn't understand our reaction, and we're not about to explain. I thank him again. He grumbles a bit and leaves. As soon as he's gone, I break the seal and open the envelope. Inside is a handwritten letter. The characters are slightly messy, as if her hands were shaking as she wrote it. Our eyes, transfixed, begin to read. Dear Okabe Rintaro, it's me, Amane Suzuha, Ashita Tidor's daughter. It's been a long time. Though for you, I'm sure only a few hours have passed. The date is June 13th, the year 2000. Meaning I'm writing this 10 years before you will read it. I'll get right to the point. I failed. Oh my god, stop! She was just punishing herself with this. The date is June 14th, the year 2000. About 9 or 10 years before you will read this. I failed. I remembered who I was 1 year ago today. She lost her memory when she jumped. The time machine wasn't right. The day Nostradamus said the King of Terror would come. Stupid King of Terror. He should have come and burned us all away. For 24 years, I forgot who I was. All I could remember was my name. I finally remembered 1 year ago. The day the King of Terror was supposed to come, but didn't. There's no King of Terror, but I want to die. The repairs were incomplete. The time machine malfunctioned. When I arrived in 1975, I couldn't remember anything. He found me lying in the street like a broken doll. It took me to a hospital. Now I've been living on my own for years, but that says Ashita Suzu, a normal person who forgot the duty and mission of Amane Suzuha, and who I remembered last year. I failed. I'm not reading it all. I am a failure. Something went wrong. I don't know what. The repairs were incomplete, but it's not Dad's fault, it's mine. I should have gone straight to 1975. I shouldn't have stopped in 2010, but I was selfish, and now the future is doomed. There's no IBN 5100. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. For what purpose have I lived to this age? I forgot my duty and lived a carefree life instead. Now my life has no meaning at all. It's worthless, worthless, worthless. I wish I hadn't remembered. I'm glad I finally remembered. I'm glad I had this chance to say sorry. Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. My plan failed. I spent this whole year asking myself why. I finally figured it out. If I hadn't postponed my leap to 1975, this wouldn't have happened. Okabe Rintaro. After the offline meet, you stopped me from going to 1975. I was really happy, but that's where it all went wrong. I should have left. I shouldn't have waited. That was my last chance. That night, there was a thunderstorm. My time machine was flooded. If you can go back to that day, please, please let me leave. Then I can bring you the IBN 5100. I can fulfill my mission. Please, that's all I want. I promised Dad. This was his dream. I want to change the future. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My life was meaningless. My hands curl, crumpling the page. I realize that I am crying. Alright. Fortunately, that's where we're going to get the episode for today. Thoughts and opinions. Oh my god, poor Suzuha. To have one ridiculous, happy, crazy-ass moment for her before she left, and then to realize that her final days were full of absolute nothing but torture and misery and guilt. All due to no fault of her own, but our own. And she blamed herself just because she missed the day, just because she wanted to see her father one last time. That is absolutely horrible. But here we run into the problem. It's the day that we need to jump back to is outside of the timeline, unless we can figure out how to get the time leap machine constructed faster. We are not going to be able to go back far enough like we need. So if we can like memorize the plans or like the completed layout or something and show it to Karisu in the past, that's what I think our best hope is going to be. Because otherwise this is just not going to work whatsoever. We're just going to keep on repeating our mistakes. Which clearly no one wants. Goodness. Thoughts and opinions. Well, we're already doing thoughts and opinions, aren't we? Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that Daru really was her dad. Anything that felt like kind of out of left field there, but I mean, I guess the clues were there. They were just very vague clues. Anything, again, I'm not sure, what to read into and what not, because this isn't really like a detective game, it's just a story being told to us, right? I wonder who her mother is. Surely he can't have won Ferris over, but, I mean, there's always a chance, right? I want to know the crazy person that freaking decided to marry Daru. But alas, that's all we have time for this episode. Next time we're going to see if we can fix the past, and maybe we'll be able to go back and, tell her who her dad was, and then she can still make the leap and everything will be nice and happy. But until then, like and subscribe if you want to. And thank you for watching.